you can create a custom Kurt Geiger piece. I don't think you've ever been able to do this before. I think it's really exciting. Let's chat about it. Hello, 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 and the warmest of welcomes to today's video. For those of you who haven't seen my face before, hi, I'm Nick, fab to have you here. Those of you who have seen my face before, thank you so much for joining me again. I hope you enjoy my videos. I put out videos roughly 2 to 3 times a week on a range of different topics, anywhere from fashion, slightly more personal topics. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, please do head down, hit subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. I love chatting with you all. I'm all about living life loud, and what that means to me is being your authentic self, being proud to be you, and just celebrating who you are. Celebrating yourself, and of course, celebrating others. So, we are trying a slightly different lighting setup. We're now at that point, unfortunately, hey Poppy, we're now at that point where it gets dark so much earlier, and hopefully this lighting setup still works nicely. I did change some of my bulbs, etc., to hopefully make it a slightly better setup. You're up there, are you? We've now added an additional element on top, so we've now got a vase, which I was hoping was going to be more of a deterrent than I think it has been. If anything, I think the very bright colours have probably made it a more attractive spot. But luckily, only when the chair is here is it accessible, and we now have some attacking of the carpet happening, so that's fine. Right, so lighting setup, it's late, so I've just got back from the office. It's been a busy day for me. Bag of the day, I am going to change it tomorrow. I have used this bag a lot recently. I've actually used my black Bayswater, and I've used my Karl Lagerfeld tote. However, very aptly for the video, because we're talking about Kurt Geiger, yesterday I was actually using one of my Kurt Geiger XXL flaps. I haven't used one of those in a long time, and I used the rainbow one, and I loved it. I thought it was great fun. So we will talk about Kurt Geiger today, and I think it's quite opportune, given the fact that I was using one of the bags just yesterday, and I got this email about this particular Kurt Geiger launch yesterday as well. So I wanted to share it with you. Something else I wanted to share that I think is good fun. I'm very skeptical when it comes to ads on Instagram, and I am very hesitant in terms of worrying about what's legitimate and what isn't. But I'd seen this come up multiple times, and I thought, just give it a go and see what happens. And it's from a brand called Sticky Bestie, and they do these really cool shopping bags. Now, this isn't sponsored. I bought these with my own money. They did not reach out to me, anything like that. I bought them. I bought 3. So I bought this one. I have a Gucci one here, which is slightly bigger, plus a mock kind of like Himalayan Birkin, and then obviously the pink Birkin here. But they're great. They've got a great shoulder drop. They're great capacity, so easy to fold. And what I do is I actually keep one just in the back of this, so that if I run to the supermarket or anything like that, I've got one really easily to hand. I kept one in my bag yesterday because I was doing some sort of IKEA Dunelm style shopping, so it's always good to have one. But they're really good. So yeah. This has worked out quite nicely, and they're fun. I always get a compliment on them. I still use my Osprey shopping bags, but these are actually more practical. And they're so lightweight. At the moment, what does this have in it? This has bags in it. This has my Dionysus, my Marmon, and my Kenzo clutch. That's what these have in them at the moment. I was potentially going to lend these to a friend, but they decided to go in a different direction. So all good, back into my wardrobe. So there we go, all okay. Right, let's talk about Kurt Geiger, and let me get the proper name here of this particular, what are we even calling it? A program? So Kurt Geiger One-of-A-Kind is what this is called, and you have the opportunity to create a mini flat bag. And I think it's a really nice idea. I love the idea of personalization. I love the idea of being able to put your stamp on a piece, and you can do it with one of the mini Kensington flats, which I believe is probably one of the more popular styles from Kurt Geiger. I own a medium and I own an XL. I don't own the large, nor do I own a mini, but they come in really, really nice variations in the minis. But I can see that that's probably the most practical size and most popular size, because it can be great for day, crossbody, it could be great for evening. You know, it's just a really nice, sweet bag, and they're at a good price point, and they're always a lot of fun. But you have the option to create your own, and this is something that is pretty new from Kurt Geiger. Like I said, I got the email about it yesterday, and I really wanted to share it with you. So in terms of what you can do, you have quite a lot of options actually, and what I'm hopeful with is that they will rotate those options, maybe not always per season, but maybe every 6 months or so. I'm a big fan, as you know, of the Longchamp personalization, but the problem that I have with it is they don't rotate it enough. So I started personalizing my Longchamp pieces, 3 years ago? They still have the same options available that they had then without any additions or reductions. So I feel like I've come to the end of the road at the moment with everything I want to do from a Longchamp personalization perspective. However, if they put in new bag styles, new nylon options, new canvas options, whatever that may be, I would be open to doing another. So I'm hoping that that's something that Kurt Geiger will do, but it looks really, really promising, because in terms of what you are able to do, you can change the body of the bag, you can change the flap of the bag, you can change the emblem, you can change the chain, and also you can add some charms onto it. So you have these 5 layers of personalization, and there are some options that I've never seen before on the Kurt Geiger pieces, and I absolutely love that. I love that. So let's quickly get into it and have a little look. Of course, go and have a look for yourself. But you have different leather types or different material types, because you have leather and you have a sort of a standard quilt, you have the classic rainbow, you have mock croc finishes, and then this great silver. You also have a suede, which comes in lots of lovely colours. I'm particularly attracted to the turquoise and the pink. I think they're fabulous. And then you also have the embellished options as well. So you've got lots of different options there for you. So circa 20, 25 different options that you can choose from, which is absolutely super. Then once you've decided on the body of the bag, you can move on to the flap, and the options for the flap are the same as the options for the body of the bag. So you can either have a continuous look, have some continuity with the flap and the body of the bag, or you can do a little bit of a contrast if you want to, and play around with your options, and the system updates to demonstrate what that would look like. And I think that that's a really fun and playful thing to be able to do. Then the third layer is your emblem, your eagle, and you have some options here that you've possibly seen on other bags. I've certainly seen a few of these, but some of them I'm not quite so familiar with. So some of the ones that I'm familiar with, for example, are the large bow that I've seen on Kensington's before. I've seen the rainbow crystals. I have seen a couple of the others. You've got the black crystal, the silver crystal, the gold crystal, but I absolutely adore the eagle with the crown on it, the eagle with the sunglasses, the Santa hat. I just think those are so fun. They're so cute, they're so fun, they're so playful. And they've been very clever releasing this now, because these could be great festive gifts. Fantastic festive gifts. And what makes me think they might do a bit of a rotation is because they put festive elements into this, because that Santa hat, they won't be selling those in March, April. They will possibly bring something else out that feels more seasonal. Do you agree, Poppy? Do you want to come up? But anyway, I absolutely love what they've tried to do there. I think it's really, really good fun. Then once you've decided on that element of hardware, you can move on to the chain. And whilst the chain looks pretty static in terms of the type of chain, you have 5 different options where you have sort of more of a bronze, you have or like a brush gold, a slightly brighter gold, then you have a darker silver, a brighter silver, plus the black chain as well. So you really do have a lot to play with here, and that's really nice that you get a mixture of hardwares. I think that's really, really good fun. And I really like the Kurt Geiger chains. I think they feel very, very substantial. The only bag I have that has a slightly different chain is I do have a mini. I said actually earlier, didn't I don't have a mini. I do. I bought one pre-loved and it is here. I don't want you to fall off me. Are you going to get off? Okay. Oh. Here is my mini. And it is this great fabric. It's a faux fur, but this has a thinner, lighter weight chain, whereas the other Kurt Geiger bags that I have a slightly weightier chain. But actually that's a great sort of crossbody throw on and go type of bag. So I don't have any gripe with that having the chain. If it does, it would maybe look slightly disproportionate actually otherwise. So you've got those, but they do put the caveat that this will not be shown on your design. Then you have charms, and you can add, I think, as many charms as you want. Certainly multiple. You don't only have to choose one, and it's a different price per charm. But you have the candy cane, the snowflake, the high heel, the bag, the crown. Like, they're fun. They're really, really fun. You have lots of different options that you can select, and that just adds an element of personalization over and above. But you can also choose no charm, and that's great. And what's really nice about each of these layers is the fact that different elements have a different price point. So you're almost paying per element. So the body of the bag is an element that you're paying for. Then you add the flap, then you add this. So if you want to add different materials, they have a different cost to them. Different charms based on the embellishment or based on the size, etc., have a different cost. The eagle emblem has a different cost. The large bow is £69, I want to say, whereas a smaller emblem is £49. So you're building the cost of the bag as you go, and you can make it a £350 bag if you want. You can make it a £250 bag. I don't think you will get any change out of £250. Just even if you go super kind of neutral, maybe a little bit. You might be able to spend, I don't know, 230, 240, but certainly it's going to be a markup versus what you might be able to buy certain mini flat bags for from Kurt Geiger directly. But I think a lot of those, in fairness, start somewhere around £200, 190, 200. So it's not that out of kilter, and that's where personalization can go really, really well, is when you're paying a premium for it because you're able to make it your own, but it's not so astronomically different in terms of the price point. So sure, if you want to add 10 charms onto this bag, it's going to be really expensive, but that's your choice to do that and to build the personalization that way. So I think there's a lot of options. I think they're really fun. I do have a couple of recommendations for Kurt Geiger, who probably will never see this video, but I love what they're trying to do, but I do think there are a couple of things that they could consider. But before I get into that, let me show you a couple that I've created that I'm not buying, but I think would be really nice options. And actually, unfortunately, because the mini doesn't really work for me as a size, I would never go for, but I do really, really like them. The first one is, of course, I have to go pink, and I went for the mock croc bright pink flap with the beautiful soft baby pink leather and the rainbow crystal head. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I went for the silver hardware here, but of course it doesn't show. I don't believe I went for a charm. To be honest, charms aren't really my thing, so I don't think any of these actually had a charm attached to them. Next up, this one's a little bit spicy. I really like this one too. And this is the leopard print suede flap with the, I think this is the sort of chocolate brown mock croc, plus this great silver emblem, which has the crown on it in the gold. And if I'm not mistaken, I went for a lighter gold hardware here to try and match in with the gold of the crown and keep it somewhat tonal, because you've got the leopard print plus the brown mock croc, plus you've got that crown that has those sort of yellows and golds in it as well. So as much as there's some silver hardware there, I do think it makes sense to also have the gold elements in it as well. Next up, I went for a double suede, and here we have the black suede flap with the turquoise suede body, this great gold emblem that has the, I think those are snowflakes as a sort of hat, crown, whatever that may be. And if I'm not mistaken, I went for gold hardware with this one as well. And I think I did go for a charm. So this one was would have had the snowflake charm on it because it felt appropriate given the snowflakes that were on the head of the eagle. And then to round us out, this one is a surprising one for me, but I think it is so flipping cute. Look at it! Look at how gorgeous this is. So I went for the green mock croc on top of the red mock croc with the candy cane eagle emblem. This is festive, this is cute. I think this would get so many compliments. It's so playful. You could just as easily go for the Santa's hat as the emblem, but I actually really liked the candy cane. And I can't remember the hardware. I don't think I matched, actually. I do think I went for the gold hardware here, just because the gold makes more sense to me with the green and the red. But that darker gold. And then you've got a little bit of contrast with the silver eagle emblem, which has the candy cane in it. So those are 4 designs that I very quickly mocked up. And you're talking probably circa £310 for those. I will have inserted the price point of each of them on the screen. But I think they're adorable. I think they are really, really adorable. Now, something that I actually want to quickly check for you, because I just thought of it, and we want to make sure that we're providing all of the information, don't we, Miss Poppy? Is I want to know how long it takes. They've got some options as well. Oh, they've done some attachments. Oh, it's cute. Oh, they've done some really nice ones. Although I actually think I prefer mine, just saying. They've not gone for contrasts. Actually, they've gone for that singular. There's a, on their options, on the page, they've got one that's got a contrast. And how long will it take? Discover one-of-a-kind at our Oxford Street store. Personalised items are made to order, exclusive for you and therefore non-refundable. Okay, I understand that. Once you join our one-of-a-kind community, you'll unlock exclusive in-store access to continue customising your personalised bag. Interesting. Now, it doesn't say how long. Oh, they've got London charms and rainbow and oh, that's very cute. Gift box, beautifully wrapped. I mean, I think they really have tried to capture the gift market here. But I'm guessing that you would be able to get one in time for Christmas. I'm guessing. Bless you. Bless you. So, but if I do find it, I will pop it on the screen. But I just had a look and I couldn't quite see what the time frame looked like. But I really like it. Now, one of the things that I would recommend to Kurt Geiger, if it were me, is I would have liked to have seen more options that complemented each other when contrasted. Now, given the way that they have done their examples, where actually very few have a contrast between the material of the flap versus the material of the body of the bag, or the colour of the flap versus the colour of the body of the bag, maybe that's not what they were going for. But I think the beauty of personalisation is being able to do things like that. And the fun factor of Kurt Geiger is so high that I love the idea of being able to do those contrasts. The other thing is, from a UX perspective, hardware makes such a difference. So not being able to see what the hardware looks like against every other choice you've made feels like a shame. And not being able to see what the charms look like when they're added to it, because whilst I would like to think the charms are maybe removable, it might seem like a great idea at first to add a couple of charms on, but it's only a mini bag. So then you might get it and it might start to feel fussy or overdone, or you might feel that it doesn't complement fully, but you had a vision in mind and it's just not maybe come to fruition. From a UX perspective, I think slightly enhancing the configurator that they have would be really beneficial. But I love what they're trying to do, and I think they're very smart to start with a singular bag option, probably their most popular bag option, and then maybe let's see where it builds from there. But I love what they're trying to do. I love the choices that they've added on. I think there are some absolutely fabulous pieces, like that pink mock croc is gorgeous. Like, they've done some really, really nice additions. Maybe, like I said, a few more complementary contrasts. Is that an oxymoron? Maybe, but you know what I mean when I say that, I hope. But I think what they've done is great. So I'm very excited about it. Am I buying one? No, because the bag style doesn't work for me. But do I love what they're trying to do in terms of pushing that additional element of self-expression? 100%. You know, I'm a full advocate of self-expression, wearing what you want, doing what you want, you know, within reason. But I do love that Kurt Geiger as a brand is about pushing individuality and personal style. They have been for years. I really buy into the ethos of Kurt Geiger as a brand. And as much as I haven't bought pieces for a little while, I still keep a very close eye on what they're doing, and I still love what they're doing. So anyway, that's my thought on this. I would love to know what your thoughts are. Is it something that you're interested in doing? Would you buy one? Have you bought one? Or are you thinking about it? Have you not heard about it and today's the first thing that you're finding out? If so, let me know. Tell me all the things. Thank you so much as always for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Take care, everyone. Bye now. Mwah.